BME27F, Senior Brand Strategist at North & Wren, a boutique creative agency in Portland. Our office is in the Pearl District, all exposed brick and plants. Nobody waters, making $96,000 a year. Benefits include unlimited PTO. We get side-eyed for using a wellness pod and kombucha on tap. I do maybe 2.5 hours of real work on a good day. Rest of the time, I'm ideating, which means scrolling TikTok for trends, ordering oat milk lattes, and talking shit in Slack. I'm basically the queen bee of strategy. My inner circle is the hive. Tessa 25F, social lead. Jules 23F, junior copywriter.
We don't run the place because we make money. We run it because we control the vibe. We decide who's problematic and who's an ally.
Our boss is Janet 54F, director of operations, permanently tired, living on antacids, trying to reach retirement without getting sued. She is absolutely scared of us. She knows one wrong pronoun or one weird comment about tone, and we bury her in the anonymous culture. Survey life is honestly amazing. Then summer starts intern season. Normally, we get a fresh crop of communications girls from University of Oregon. Emily, Chloe, Brianna, wide-eyed, eager, desperate to become girl bosses like us. We use them as glorified assistants. They grab our salads, clean up our Pinterest boards, build mood boards in Canva. We pay them in mentorship and networking. Beautiful system. Then this year, HR ruins everything. Brenda, HR manager, 40-some, looks like she reports people for breathing too loud. Calls a mandatory all-team sync. We all shuffle in with our laptops and fake smiles. She reads from a script like she's announcing weather alerts. We're expanding our talent pipeline, she says. We need to shift toward data-driven decision-making. So this summer, we hired from the computer science program. I look at Tessa. Tessa looks at me. Full telepathic conversation in one glance. Absolutely not. Then he walks in. New intern comes in like he's loading into a boss fight. Faded black hoodie that says Swift on it. I think maybe he's a Taylor Swift fan. Nope. Coding thing. Baggy jeans with zero tailoring and zero shame. Huge gray AS6. Gray on gray on gray. Carrying a backpack that looks like he could survive a week in it. He is the exact opposite of our office aesthetic. No smile, no little performance laugh, no happy to be here energy. Just stands there with his hands in his pockets like he's waiting for a bus. Hi, he says. I'm Logan. I'm here for back-end analytics. Voice is deep and flat and monotone. No upward inflection, no enthusiasm. Instant red flag. I decide I need to establish dominance immediately. Hey, Logan. I'm the senior strategist here. We usually start with a vibe check. What's your attachment style? He blinks at me slowly, like a reptile trying to decide if something is food. I don't know what that means. Tessa audibly gasps behind me like I just got slapped in public. Okay, I say, smiling so hard my face hurts. We're really big on emotional intelligence here, so just keep your energy open, okay? Yeah, sure, he says. Where's the server rack access? Not even pretending to care, I point him to the corner desk by the copier, the exile desk, the one we give to temps and people we don't want in photos. He walks over, sits down, and pulls out his laptop. Not a MacBook, of course. Not a MacBook. It's this thick, matte black brick, covered in penguin stickers and logos I've never seen in my life. He opens it and immediately starts typing. Clack, 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 clack. Mechanical keyboard. Clicky switches in an open office. The sound rips through our lo-fi chill playlist like a nail gun. I open our private Slack channel called Witching Hour. Me. OMG. The keyboard noise is making my skin crawl. Tessa, he's taking up the whole auditory space. Feels hostile. Jules. He looks like he runs a Discord for cryptocurrency teenagers. Jules.
I feel unsafe. Day 3. Logan has become a loud ghost. He shows up at 8 a.m. Who even does that? We come in around 9:40, 9:50. If traffic is bad, he leaves at 6 on the dot. Doesn't come to lunch with us. We go to the taco cart or the sushi burrito place. He stays at his desk and eats a sandwich out of foil. Looks like bologna or maybe turkey loaf. Wears giant noise. Canceling headphones over his hood like he's trying to avoid human contact at all costs. Somehow, he has also set up 3 monitors. 3! At an intern desk. I decide this has gone on long enough. As a leader, it's basically my responsibility to correct the culture. Fit issue. I grab my matcha latte and walk over like I'm carrying a staff. Tap him on the shoulder. Nothing. Tap harder. He jumps and pulls one ear cup off. Yeah. Hey friend, I say, leaning on his desk and fully in his space. We have a no headphones policy during collaboration hours, 10 to 4. I literally have one AirPod in right then, listening to a true crime podcast. But rules are mostly for people who already don't fit in. I need to focus, he says. The database schema is a mess. I'm refactoring it. Right, I say, using my best calm HR voice. But we prioritize connection over output here. If you're siloed, you're not synergizing. We need you present with the team. He just stares at me. Dark eyes. Tired eyes. Doesn't blink enough. If I start talking, he says, I lose the flow state. Then it takes like 20 minutes to rebuild the code map in my head. I laugh a little, dismissive. Okay, well, maybe this is a good chance to work on multitasking. Soft skills matter just as much as I wave at his screen full of green text and tables. Whatever that is. SQL, he says. Bless you, I say. He doesn't laugh, not even a fake smile. Just puts the headphone back on while I'm still standing there. Straight disrespect. Absolute disrespect. I march back to my desks, furious. Open witching hour immediately. Me. He literally ignored me to my face. Me refusing to integrate with the team. Me. This is textbook toxic masculinity. Me. He thinks his code matters more than the community. Jules immediately. We should report him. He's wrecking the vibe. Tessa says, wait, let him cook himself. Nobody keeps that pace for $17 an hour without melting down. She's convinced he'll be crying in the wellness pod by Friday. Second week starts. Then the Verve Lane disaster hits. Biggest client at North and rents sustainable luxury activewear. Brand sells $128 leggings made from recycled ocean plastic to rich women with guilt complexes. They're threatening to drop us. Janet calls an emergency. All hands. She looks like she saw a ghost in the finance folder. Face pale, voice shaky. They want a full audit, she says. They think our strategy work is all fluff. She says fluff like it's a slur. They want hard numbers, engagement rates, conversion funnels, attribution models across every platform for the last 2 years, cross-cheat against product sell-through and inventory movement. Then she looks around the room like she's about to pass out. And they want it by month end or they terminate the contract. Entire room goes dead. I pull up the scope and immediately feel my soul leave my body. Thousands of IG posts, TikTok campaign data, Shopify sales exports, Google Analytics logs, probably email metrics too. Usually, when clients ask for performance stuff, we fake it with style. Grab screenshots of nice comments, drop them into a Canva deck with soft colors and rounded corners. Right? Brand affinity is trending upward. Everyone nods done, but this time they want raw files, spreadsheets, pivot tables, actual math. I barely passed Algebra 2. Tessa leans over and whispers, She can't do this. My eyes literally reject spreadsheets. I have astigmatism. Says it like she's citing a DA paperwork. Jules says she can't help because she's planning the summer rooftop retreat. Apparently, that's critical to team morale. Says she has no bandwidth for data entry. I scan the room while everyone panics, and then I see him, in the corner. Logan typing like nothing is happening, completely untouched by the chaos. And I get an idea. An evil little perfect idea. We dump the grunt work on him. If he fails, which obviously he will because this is insane, we blame the intern for being incompetent, buys us time. If by some miracle he pulls it off, we take credit for managing cross-functional execution. I raise my hand before anyone else can speak. Janet, I have a solution. Full confidence voice. The one I use when I actually have no plan. This is a great growth opportunity for Logan. He's here for data analytics, right? Let him own data collection and cleanup. The strategy team can focus on narrative framing and interpretation. Almost said the hive out loud. Caught myself just in time. Janet turns to Logan, looks desperate enough to agree to literally anything. Logan, can you handle an audit this size? He looks up. Zero fear. Zero drama. How is the data stored? I jump in before this gets nerdy. It's all on their socials and website. You just go through it, count everything, and put it in a spreadsheet. He frowns like I told him to dig a tunnel with a spoon. That's inefficient. Do we have API keys? I cut him off immediately. Don't overcomplicate this with jargon, Logan. Just do the work. Grind through it. Show us some grit. He gives the smallest shrug ever. Send credentials. That's it. No argument, no questions about scope, no plea for help. Great, I say, clapping my hands like I'd just solved capitalism. Love the initiative. Meeting over. I turn to the girls. Let's get lunch. I need something spicy and iced. We send him the login that afternoon. Absolute mountain of work. Tens of thousands of rows. If done manually, we actually estimated in Slack for fun would take a person like 320 hours of copy-paste hell to get what the client asked for. He has 2 weeks. We assume he's about to live in the office. Nights, weekends, sleeping under the copier, already preparing jokes about corporate coding, boys, and burnout. Wednesday comes. We're in the kitchen making avocado toast on seeded bread that tastes like cardboard, talking about whether some celebrity is ugly hot or just dehydrated. I walk by Logan's desk to check on his suffering, expecting panic, expecting caffeine shakes, expecting at least one open Excel sheet and dead eyes. Instead, he's leaning back in his chair, spinning a pen, completely calm. Text is flying down one screen by itself. On another monitor, he's reading a PDF called something like Applied Bayesian Inference. I stop dead. This is not the correct amount of misery. Logan, I say, sharp enough that Tessa turns around. Why aren't you working? Deadline is insane. He doesn't even look stressed. I am working. You're reading a book. The script is running. He points at the screen with the scrolling text, like this is obvious. I wrote a Python scraper. It's hitting their endpoints, pulling JS, normalizing fields into a local PostgreSQL database around 60 records a second. Right now, my brain checks out halfway through. All I hear is the machine is doing the suffering instead of him. So you're just letting the computer do it. He looks at me like I asked why cars have wheels. Yeah, that's what computers are for. I instantly try to find a moral angle. That seems lazy. The client is paying for human attention. We need to feel the data to understand the texture of engagement. I am saying words and hoping one of them lands. He turns fully toward me, expressionless, like he's trying to decide if I'm joking. Data doesn't have texture, it has values. And scripts don't make typos, people do. That hits me directly in the ego. You're missing the point, I snap. This is about craftsmanship. Then I do the little dismissive shrug. Whatever. If it's wrong, that's on you. I walk away before he can answer. Back to witching hour immediately. Me. He's cheating me, literally using bots to do the audit. Me. This is going to explode in the client meeting.
Tessa, of course. Tessa.
Men love shortcuts and then act like they're geniuses. Jules can't wait for the public failure. TBH. Next week gets weird. Like, actually weird. Logan finishes the scraping in 2 days. 2 days. The thing we expected to crush him for 2 weeks. And instead of pretending to stay busy, he starts fixing random stuff nobody asked him to touch. Office Wi-Fi stops cutting out every afternoon. We had a whole theory about bad energy and Mercury retrograde. Turns out it was some router config issue. He fixes it in like 20 minutes. Then the coffee machine starts brewing automatically at 7:55 a.m. Every morning, he somehow programmed it. Janet nearly cried the first time she walked in and coffee was ready. Then he sets up a dashboard on monitor 3. Live charting panel tracks sentiment in our internal Slack channels. Our internal Slack. I walk by and see a graph spike every time witching hour gets active, which is often, which means it is probably mapping our gossip. I get instantly paranoid, like physically hot. He's too efficient. Everything he does makes the rest of us look fake and slow. He's not even trying to show us up, which somehow makes it worse. So I decide to hit him where he can't automate anything socially. Start a quiet little whisper campaign. Plant the seed first with Janet during our one-on-one. Soft voice, concerned face, manager to manager energy. Logan makes me uncomfortable. He's very cold. He doesn't engage with the team culture at all. I think he might be on the spectrum, which is totally fine, obviously, but he won't let us support him, and it's creating a hostile vibe in the office. Janet just sigh at me. He's an intern, Sarah. He's gone in a month. Just tolerate him. I do my wounded voice. I'm trying to protect the safe space we've built, basically clutching imaginary pearls in her office. Janet looks like she wants to evaporate. Meanwhile, the hive starts turning up the pressure. We stop inviting Logan on coffee runs. We play music we know he hates, loud hyperpop at a volume that feels like punishment. We leave sticky notes on his monitor when he goes to the bathroom. Fragile masculinity. Try listening for once. Community code. He never reacts, not once. He comes back, peels them off, crumples them, tosses them into recycling. Not trash, recycling. Even the way he throws things away feels optimized. It makes me insane. We want a reaction. We want him to snap. We want proof he's the angry, weird incel type. We already decided he is, but he's just steady, calm, flat, relentless, like a machine with a hoodie. Then Friday hits. Presentation day, deadline, day, client, fly-in, day, huge deal. For Blaine's VP of Marketing is coming to our office in person. We stage the conference room like it's a set. Glass bottles of fancy water, overpriced pastries from the bakery downstairs, dimmed lights for focus. I have my whole speech ready. 20 minutes of narrative arcs and emotional resonance and brand energy shifts. Then I hand it off to Logan so he can show his little spreadsheet. Client asks hard questions. I step in and rescue him. Everyone sees my value as the manager. Perfect plan. Meeting starts. Client guy is Derek, maybe 46. Sharp suit, expensive watch. Looks like he fires people before breakfast. Sits at the head of the table like he owns oxygen. Janet is visibly nervous. I start talking before anyone can interrupt. So Derek, this quarter we really wanted to explore the deeper emotional core of the brand. Using my hands, my polished voice, all of it. We saw the consumer moving toward a more grounded kind of authenticity. Derek cuts right through me. That's great, Sarah, but I saw the sales report. Q2 is down 14%. I don't care about the brand soul. I care about the leak. Where are we losing them? My brain blanks. I can feel everyone looking at me. Well, the vibe online has shifted a lot, I say, and the algorithm's been unpredictable. He already looks bored. Okay, he says, show me the audit. I turn to Logan with my best controlled smile. Logan, our intern, helped compile the numbers. Really leaning on Intern to keep expectations low. Logan stands up. No printed notes, no deck, no Canva, anything. Just his brick laptop and that blank expression. Plugs into HDM. iScreen comes up. I don't have a slide deck, he says. Derek raises an eyebrow. Then what do you have? A live query tool, Logan says. Then the screen loads fully, and it is ridiculous. 3D globe spinning with sales activity mapped across regions in real time. Charts that animate and change when he hovers over them. Forecast lines extending forward. Filters on the side. It looks like something a startup would brag about after raising money. The whole room goes quiet. I scraped and normalized your digital footprint, Logan says, perfectly calm. I found the leak. He clicks a red spike on one graph. You're losing about 41% of mobile checkout sessions on a COS. Desktop is normal. Android is mostly normal. The payment widget is rendering below the viewport on some iPhone models, so the purchase button is effectively off-screen. Dead silence. Actual dead silence. Derek leans forward so fast his chair squeaks. A bug? Our dev team told me traffic quality dropped. Logan doesn't even flinch. They're looking at server-side events. This is client-side rendering behavior. I patched the flow in a sandbox build to test the delta. He flips a toggle. Graph jumps, like instantly jumps. Fixing it recovers roughly $210,000 per month at current traffic. Derek just stares. You found a $2.5 million problem during an audit. Logan keeps going, like he didn't even hear the praise. I also reviewed influencer spend efficiency. Click. New panel pops up. 3 micro-influencers on screen. All blonde, all neutral-toned, all exactly our type of creator. Basically Tessa and me in different fonts. You're paying these 3 around $4,800 per post. Follower quality is heavily synthetic. Estimated fake audience share is above 85%. Engagement patterns match bot farms in Indonesia and Bangladesh. Another click. Heat maps, timing clusters, some awful red bars that look very convincing. I wrote a filter to flag non-human engagement signatures. You should cut this spend and move budget into branded search and retargeting. I feel all the blood leave my face. Tessa kicks me under the table hard enough to hurt because this isn't just him showing data. He's nuking our entire playbook. He's nuking us. Derek turns to me. Sarah, were you aware we were paying for fake followers? I open my mouth and nothing good comes out. Influencer impact is hard to quantify, I say. A lot of this is top off-funnel brand awareness. I panic and keep talking. And I mean, even bot traffic can still generate buzz around a brand. The second I say it, I want to die. It sounds stupid in the air. Derek slowly turns back to Logan. Who are you again? Logan, intern. Derek nods once. Not anymore. Then looks at Janet. I want him on this account full-time. I want him leading strategy on the performance side. This is the first actionable thing I've seen from your agency in months. Janet looks shocked and relieved at the same time, like someone just paid off her mortgage. Absolutely, she says. We can make that happen. Logan sits down and closes his laptop. Just closes it like he didn't just vaporize everyone in the room. Derek spends the next hour asking Logan technical questions, tracking attribution, Windows forecast, confidence checkout, instrumentation. I am completely invisible, not even a side character. I'm a plant in the corner. I check my phone under the table, witching our message from Tessa.
Tessa, I literally hate him. Tessa, he's trying to make us look incompetent. I type back. Me, he's such a tryhard. Me, who cares about one button on a website? Me, we build the brand. But deep down, I already know we lost badly. Monday morning, I come in expecting everything to reset. It doesn't. The exile desk by the copier is empty. Logan's stuff is gone. For 1 second, I think maybe he quit. Then I see his nameplate on an office with a door. An actual office. Janet promoted him to Director of Analytics. Skip-level promotion. Intern to Director. I pull up the org chart to make sure I'm not hallucinating. He's above me on the account now, and based on payroll rumors, he's making more than I am. He reports straight to Janet. I report to him. Wait, no, I don't. I refresh the org chart because my eyes have to be wrong. His box is there. New title. My box isn't under his. My box says status under review. Under review like I'm a defective return item. I get up so fast my chair slams into the desk, walk straight into Janet's office without knocking. Janet, we need to talk. She looks up from her monitor, and she looks different. Not softer, not tired, sharper somehow, like she finally started sleeping once the chaos stopped. This reporting dynamic is completely unsustainable, I say. Logan is undermining my authority. He's hijacking strategy meetings with numbers. The creative spirit of this agency is dying. Janet just stares at me for a second, then goes back to her screen like she's finishing an email. The creative spirit wasn't paying the bills, Sarah. Coldest thing she's ever said to me. I blink. She keeps going. We were in the red for 3 straight quarters. Logan's work got us the Verve Lane renewal and brought in 2 new clients in 48 hours. I throw my hands up. So what? We're just a data mill now? What about the human touch? Janet turns fully toward me. The human touch is expensive. Pause. And inefficient. It lands like a slap. Then she reaches for a folder on her desk. Actual printed folder. Thick one. My stomach tightens immediately. Speaking of inefficiency, Logan installed a workflow monitor on the network last week to identify bottlenecks. My stomach drops through the floor. That's spyware. It's standard corporate monitoring, she says, and it revealed some interesting patterns. She opens the folder. Paper pages, highlighted sections, tables, timestamps. I already know this is bad before she reads a word. You, Tessa, and Jules spent a combined 47 hours last week on non-work websites. She starts listing them. Sephora, Revolve, X, R, Reddit, some random astrology blog. I start talking over her. I was doing market research. She doesn't even look up. You spent 32 minutes on a quiz titled, Which Gossip Girl character matches your leadership style? She flips a page twice. I feel my face getting hot. That was content trend analysis. Weak even to my own ears. Another page turn. You also spent 14 hours in a private Slack channel called Witching Hour. My chest locks up. No. She slides the folder across the desk. Printed chat logs, our messages, everything. Every joke about his clothes, every incel comment, every plan to mess with him. Every time we tried to provoke him, every sticky note joke, every nasty little thing typed because we thought private meant invisible. It's all there in black and white, with timestamps and names and exported thread threes. This is harassment, Janet says. Her voice is calm now, too calm. I scramble for anything. We were venting. This office is stressful. People need somewhere to process. This office was toxic, Janet corrects. We're fixing that. I can hear my voice starting to rise, and I can't stop it. You can't fire me. I'm a woman in leadership. This is retaliation. I will sue. I'll go public with this. I'll go to the press. Janet doesn't flinch. Doesn't even blink. We're not firing you for being a woman, Sarah. We're firing you for gross misconduct and time theft.
She taps the folder.
We have documentation and backups. Logan preserved everything. It's not arguable. He backed it up.
Of course, he backed it up. Of course, he had backups.
I hate him all over again in 1 second. Janet keeps going like she's reading a weather report. We're keeping strategy. We're restructuring it. 2 data scientists start tomorrow under Logan. Then she adds, looking right at me. They're women, by the way. Women who know Python. There it is, the kill shot. You have 1 hour to clear your desk. Security will walk you out. Please don't make this harder than it needs to be. I stand there for a second because my legs forget how to work. Then I grab the folder without thinking. She puts her hand on it. That stays here. I let go. Walk out of her office in a fog, back across the open floor. Everyone can feel it immediately. The look on my face says everything. Tessa and Jules are already packing, already crying, mascara streaked, half their stuff in tote bags. Tessa looks up at me like we're in a disaster movie. They can't do this to me, she sobs. I literally just signed a lease on a Model Y. Jules is furious, crying, red face, shaking hands. I'm going to blast them on TikTok. I'm serious. I have 4,000 followers. They are going to regret this. Nobody else in the office looks shocked. That's the worst part. Reception desk girl pretends to work, but keeps glancing up. Accounting guy walks by with coffee and doesn't even hide the relief. People aren't sad. They're not whispering, OMG, poor thing. They look lighter, like the building pressure just dropped. We weren't the heroes of this place. We were the mean girls, and the school finally expelled us. I start shoving my stuff into a cardboard box. My little RBG action figure from my desk shelf. My frame print that says Boss Energy, only in gold. Script. My pastel notebook full of fake strategy phrases. Lip gloss. 3 chargers. Half a bag of dried mango. The ceramic mug from our last offsite. Hands shaking hard enough, I almost drop it. I look up toward the glass office near the front. His office now. Logan is in there with the 2 new hires, both women, late 20s, maybe one, with a notebook, one on a laptop. They're actually listening to him. He's at the whiteboard drawing boxes and arrows and formulas, explaining something. They're nodding and taking notes. He looks normal. That's what messes with me. Not smug, not evil, not triumphant, just focused. Just some guy doing his job while I spent months performing one. He glances up through the glass and catches me staring. And in one flash, I want to do everything at once. Flip him off, yell at him, tell him he ruined the agency. Throw the mug at the door, shatter the glass, make him react to something for once. But I don't move. I just lock up. He lifts one hand and gives this tiny, awkward wave. Not a smirk, not mocking, not even personal really, more like a polite system. Notification acknowledged and dismissed. Like closing a browser tab, like archiving an email thread. Then he turns back around, erases part of the whiteboard, writes a new formula, and keeps talking. I'm not the main character anymore. I'm the bug ticket. He already resolved. Fast forward 4 months. I'm in my parents' basement in Indiana. Portland got real expensive once my paycheck disappeared. Unfinished drywall, old treadmill nobody uses, laundry smell all the time. I've applied to like 230 jobs, digital marketing, brand strategy, community lead, content manager. Every interview starts the same. They like my portfolio. They like the aesthetics. They like the decks. They like the voice. Then comes the question. Always the same question in different words. This is strong creatively, but what's your technical stack? Can you write SQL? Do you use Tableau or Power BI? Can you automate reporting? Any Python experience?
Me, every single time.
I'm a fast learner.
Trying to smile like that counts as a skill.
Interviewer, every single time.
We're really looking for someone who can contribute day one. We have a lot of data volume.
Translation, we don't have time for vibes.
They never call back. Ever. Tessa works at a tanning salon now, sells spray packages and posts fake boss babe reels on lunch break. Jules tried full-time streaming. Last time I checked, she had 11 viewers, and at least 3 were obvious bots spamming crypto links. I stalk Logan's LinkedIn more than I want to admit. It's the only thing that still gives me a feeling stronger than numb. New post, promoted to Chief Technology Officer at North & Wren's. CTO at the same agency where he was the weird intern in the exile desk. There's a speaker graphic, too. TEDx Portland talk title after the vibe. Why data is a form of empathy. I actually laugh when I read it. Then I see the engagement. Tens of thousands of likes. Comment section full of people acting like he's a prophet. This is exactly what our industry needs. Efficiency is respect. Leader, king behavior. I hate all of them instantly. Then I scroll farther. Comment from Janet. Proud to work with such a visionary leader. Visionary leader. Janet used to panic if the kombucha keg ran out. Now she's in the comments praising him like she's launching a spaceship. I close the laptop, just shut it hard and stare at the basement ceiling. Water stain over the light fixture. Looks like Florida from upstairs. My mom yells, "Sarah, did you take the trash out yet?" I yell back, "I'm doing it now, Mom." Voice cracks on the word. Now great. I put on slippers, grab the trash bag. It's heavier than it looks because Dad drinks canned soda like a teenager. Drag it up the stairs and out to the curb. Cold rain. Not cute Pacific Northwest mist. Not cinematic drizzle with coffee shop windows and indie music. Just flat, miserable Midwest rain that soaks your socks in 10 seconds. Standing there in pajama pants with a trash bag, I have this gross realization I can't dodge anymore. I spent my whole 20s building an identity around a job that barely existed. I wasn't getting paid to produce value. I was getting paid to look like value, to sound smart in meetings, to curate a persona, to be the vibe. And now, vibe doesn't convert. Cool doesn't scale. Competence does. And competence is a currency I don't have. Which means, yeah, I'm broke in more ways than one. I look down at the top of the trash bag. The old mug from my desk is sticking out. Handle snapped clean off. Boss energy only. Cracked right through the middle. I leave it there. Go back inside. Basement smells like detergent and failure. Open the laptop again. New tab. Google search. Python for beginners. A free course. Stare at the results for a long time. Maybe it's too late. Maybe it isn't. Doesn't really matter. What else am I going to do? My face when the scripts I mocked replaced me. My face when it wasn't the patriarchy that beat me. It was competence.